You have messed up. I'm sure you're already doing merry-go-rounds of depression, stress, in short, emotions. I'm going to be practical with you. You currently have two options. One, embrace the clarity. For once in your life, you're not bothered by what's trending on YouTube. You're not dreaming about chatting with girls. You're not amazed and amused by pictures of all sorts of content in them. You are thinking about yourself. You are scared about tomorrow. An enlightened mind shares the same self-awareness. So, first, congratulations. You are on the precipice of finally finding out what the hell is wrong with you. Your second option is to take responsibility, which is a mistake. To which you might say, how is that a mistake? The error isn't in the act, it's in the timing. You are taking responsibility not because you have suddenly grown mature. You are taking responsibility because you have been proven wrong and you have no other option but to shut up. It's the mechanism that your brain is currently deploying to deal with stress. The truth is, your parents, society in general is on your ass and the guilt of failure is bothering you immensely. So to get them off, you're going to wear this coat of an obedient child and play alongside any rules for a while. This is all a lie. You're not going to follow this. You will give up at the first sight of normalcy. As soon as you see their behavior change back to usual, as soon as you notice your brain isn't harboring guilt for the failure anymore, you would go running back to those friends, those rituals, to all those escapes, your addictions, to those brilliant tactics of fooling responsibility and climbing on top of that mountain to get that fresh air of degradation. You have done this whole dance before. So, let's not do this again. In the initial 2 weeks, instead of suddenly acting all responsibly, why not take some time off? You are already thinking. So, you are in that territory for which you never really found any use for before. The territory called self-discovery. Right now, out of despondency, you want to be alone because of nobody and nothing left to blame. You are bound to ask some questions, do some soul searching. So allow me to strictly tell you which streets you mustn't visit. Don't waste your time with sentences that begin with I wish, what if, and if only. What's done is done. You want to change something? Future is the only thing left. The second street is called making compromises. Stay away from making any decisions in this state of emotional upheaval. You know for a fact that you are emotionally unstable right now. Making decisions should be strongly voted against. Third street is called listening to others. You're going to hear comparisons, assessments and reports on your abilities done by others, suggestions by your loved ones and from those doing apparently great in their lives and are now going to counsel you. Stay away from Mr. and Mrs. Know-it-all because they don't know you. Unless their questioning begins with queries about your personality, inclinations, sure, give them a chance. But in any case, if they begin with suggesting you careers that you have no interest in, tune them out. Start thinking of interstellar travel with Anne Hathaway. All they want is to feel better about themselves. You know what the greatest hit of self-importance is? To have somebody ask you how they should live their lives. This question simply implies that one giving the solution is living a perfect life and is intelligent enough to guide you. That is the thrill a lot of people live for, and not altruism. Again, you are confused. Stay away from making any decisions or people who might influence you to make a decision, even if they are doing so politely. One big example is parents. Parents have great intentions but are the worst at expressing them. Fourth street is called beating yourself. Tell me one thing to learn from depression and I would agree to live in a state of perpetual misery. Self-imposed negativity is the perfectly wielded weapon to kill this grand opportunity to finally find some answers about yourself. So, back to solution 1. What you are considering an episode of depression is a gift. This failure has brought you this gift. It's a slap of reality. What do I mean by that? 1. You are scared about the future. You are almost hopeless, and the reason for that is you are disappointed with yourself. You don't trust yourself anymore, which is why you're ready to listen to anybody. So let's consider the possibility that you take somebody's advice and roll out that plan for you. Even in that case, you will be the one who'd have to do all the work, manage, learn, and walk in that new direction. So if you are disappointed with yourself, why would you appoint the same self a new direction that has been suggested by someone else and think that would work? They are not going to hold your hand and walk you through the entire journey. They will leave the first thing because they have their own lives. So instead of talking to people and confusing yourself even more, ask yourself, what do you really want? Because right now you are in that place where you'd make any promise to get yourself out from this miserable state and back to normality. And in 4 weeks, you will forget all those promises too. A lot of people after a failure say, I'm going to get my life in order, I'm going to change. And they forget that pretty soon. You have seen that happen. A lot of you have done that. It's time to call out your own bullshit. Ask yourself, what do you really want? Same old promises for a month or something permanent? 2. An opportunity has been taken away from you because you took it for granted. But accepting that doesn't solve anything. What were you supposed to do versus what did you actually do? You need to have concrete details on actions that led to this failure. You need to vilify certain types of habits, behaviors, and actions, completely demonize them in your mind so you can see them as the enemy from now on. It could be friendship with certain people, gaming, chasing love, stupid habits of being online. You need to get it out in all honesty and visibility so you can look at it and say, this is why I lost. 3. How to know you're on the right track. How to keep yourself from regressing back to the old chum. Here's the solution. Treat this failure as an epoch or a reference point in the periodization of your life. So now we have 2 personalities, before failure and after failure. If anytime you find that the choices you're making daily look exactly like from before failure, you're going to fail again. It's that simple, BF and AF. If you want to succeed, your AF has to look nothing like BF. 4. So what do you do right now? Manage practical reality and your psychological well-being. In short, become mature. Self-blaming, victimization, hurting yourself is pointless. Pushing yourself towards stress will affect your mental faculties and only affect adversely in decision-making abilities. Rather than aggravating the situation, think of what you can achieve for tomorrow. Think of how I can contain this, how I can reverse the damage. Sure, the fire isn't going to burn forever, but you can always use it as a memory. Never forget how you are feeling right now. This is the awakened you, conscious, aware, careful, fretful, and angry at the self. 5. Lastly, individuality. You are alone. No matter how many friends you make, how many stops you take, whichever directions you may go, whichever seeds you may sow, your path has to be walked by you. You are alone. Your friends are semblances of noises that fill your head. With no activities left, you'd reach for love to hide from that dread. But the dread wouldn't go, and it will keep coming back until you finish the journey yearning for your steps. Your friends will most definitely go. Move on and dispassionately remember what you used to be a long time ago. Your love will increasingly invest in the diversification of her interests. Your role in her history will be long forgotten and summarized in instances of jest. For you do not realize the series of now you have abandoned, some for sleep and some for entertainment. And you couldn't even see until they brought you down to your knees. You are alone. So rise and retrospect to find your way. There is a tomorrow every single day. Indulge in hearing the sounds of your pain, lashing out in anger. They ask for change. It's time to forego the remains of the maimed. What's lost is lost, will stay lost in the reserves of unpraised. It's not the man in you, but the titan you need to now embrace. So rise, my brothers, and take back everything you've lost, nothing less and everything more. But stop falling for traps of temporary happiness, friendship utopias, the insignificant thrills of falling in love every time a girl texts you back. You are alone. You either finish the journey or you stay lost your entire life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I need to tell you that this video was possible only because of the funds that you have pledged to our channel. I'm now able to make more videos because of you. And I promise I will make you a titan no matter what it takes. If you want to pledge too, you can do it via Paytm and all sorts of ways. The links are all below. Thank you for watching and never forget, you are awesome.